Okay. Let's see if this thing's working here. Alright, I think we're good. I think we're good. Hopefully we don't have any more interruptions. Alright. Set you guys back a little bit. If this doesn't work, I'm just going to make a normal video because I am not going to mess with the internet anymore. This is like my fourth attempt. So, for those of you joining me, thank you very much. We're over 100 subscriptions. So thank you to everybody who got me there. Let's get it to the next 100. And tonight we're going to talk about NBC kits and the relevance and the importance of these kits. I can't think of another time that we've come so close to all-out nuclear warfare and all that stuff since the Cold War. I mean, it hasn't been like this. It's never been like this. So, with that being said, we're going to talk about the importance of having these things, this NBC kits, and having them put together. You know, we have right now on multiple fronts. We are staring down the barrel from the Chinese. We are staring down from the Russians. We are staring down the barrel from the Venezuelans. The list goes on and on and on and on. What's going on, Frontier Survival? How you doing, man? Thank you for joining me. We got a problem, guys. We got a problem. Look, I'm not here to sell fear. That's not what I do. Okay, you want to get in on that, crazy train over on Canadian Preppers channel? Go for it. I don't have nothing to sell here. I don't have a store that I'm selling stuff after I, scare the ever living hell out of you guys. As we are talking right now, my phone keeps going off. There is stuff coming out constantly, every hour, every half hour, about this current situation with this spy balloon up in the air. There's not one, but there's two now, two spy balloons up in the air, and that's a problem. Okay, that's a problem. I don't know what else to say. The Biden administration's sleeping at the wheel. Obviously, Joe Biden's bought and paid for by the Chinese. And I fear, I fear for the future of this country, and for our nation. And I'm live right now because I want to show you a small kit that I put together. It's not a complete kit; it's a small kit. And I want you guys to really take it all in, because since 2020, nothing's really been the same. And we're gearing up. We're getting ready. The United States is getting. I mean, guys, let's think about this for a second. There are 500,000 troops in Europe as we speak. As we are talking right now, there are 500,000 troops, and there's probably more that are going to be deployed this year. There are well over 30,000 in the Pacific right now, okay? The vast majority being in South Korea, and then on other islands in the Pacific, mostly the Marine Corps. I don't know if you guys heard or paid attention, but there is 4 new bases going up in the Philippines. There are new bases going up in Japan. There's a base that went up in Guam, a brand new base that just went up that has active Marines in there as we speak, at the ready. Since World War II, we haven't done that. We have not done that type of maneuvers. We haven't prepped for it, and here we are. We're back at it again. So the consequences of being the world police, I guess so. I don't know. What I do know is this, and here are the facts. The anniversary of the invasion of Ukraine is coming up. Russia has said multiple times they are going to commit 500,000 new troops, okay, to the war effort in Ukraine. There's a new offensive that they're going to start. It's probably going to come from somewhere from maybe the north and like the northeastern region, I would imagine. Maybe the Belarus border. Because don't forget, those guys haven't even thrown their hat in the ring yet. They're chomping at the bit to get in there. Something. Why would Putin commit so many people to die? Why would he commit to that? What is the end game here? You have the Ukrainians who have over 500,000 people dead. The Russians have over 500,000 people dead. In total, in total, we're well over a million people. Okay, well over a million people, and there's no end in sight. So the talk and the rhetoric of nukes and using nukes has been like rampant. I mean, they use it. I mean, they talk about it like it's gonna happen tomorrow or something. I don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring, but I do know this. I know as we speak right now there are Chinese surveillance balloons overhead. One in Latin America, one in the United States. Tomorrow it will be over Illinois. That's fact number one. Fact number two: the Chinese will be the dominant nuclear superpower by 2027. They will be the dominant nuclear superpower if we haven't gone to war by then. I personally believe we'll be at war a lot sooner than that. And this is why tonight's video is so important. There has been a recurrent general, Navy admiral, I believe, who came out and said flat out that this is a serious threat. We have seven, like, what? Sorry, internet connection is really bad. But anyways, the countries that are going to be going to war all have nukes. Do not let the media calm your nerves when they say, well, they're just going to use tactical nukes. It's okay. They're going to use tactical nukes. That's not okay. A tactical nuke, let me clear this up. A tactical nuke is still a nuke. Okay? It's still going to have a big blast with a low yield of radiation. Okay, the radiation is not going to be as prevalent. It's still going to be there. It's not going to go out as much, and it's not going to stick around as long. That's all tactical nuke is. So don't get like all like whatever when they say tactical nukes, because tactical nukes, they're still nukes. Whatever, it is what it is. But the Chinese have a plan here to take us out. When you guys are done watching this, or while you're watching me, I want you guys to Google 100-Year Marathon. It's a book about 100 years the Chinese were giving themselves to be the dominant superpower at the start of 1950. Well, where are we now? Okay, we're here, guys. This is it. And 100 years was their goal. If they could do it sooner, is better. So it's looking like they're going to do it a hell of a lot sooner. They're going to be ahead of schedule by a few years. So I think the threat of nukes is real. I think that we will see nuclear warfare. I think we will be going to war very soon. The conflict in Ukraine is still a conflict. It still isn't even classified as a war yet. I know, technicalities, right? It sucks. I mean, the United States has technically gone to war since World War II. So this will be a defining moment in mankind's history. How far are we willing to go to obliterate each other? It's a power struggle. It's a power struggle is what it is. Look, the CDC, their preparedness for nuclear radiation events sucks. It's horrible. But nonetheless, they still have something on there. According to FEMA and the CDC, they tell you to stay indoors for 24 hours. Well, guess what? You can listen to FEMA and the CDC, okay, like you guys did, like most people did probably for COVID. But I'm not listening to them. I'm going to listen to the professionals in the field, the people that are nuclear scientists, that are, former and current generals, people who have seen these things detonated, know what they're capable of doing, all that jazz, everything, the whole 9 yards. Those are the people that I'm going to focus on. Guys, we are 90 seconds to midnight. I think this is the closest we've ever come to complete annihilation. I mean, during the Cold War was sketchy. I mean, everybody thought that was it. That was going to be the end. That was it. I mean, and if you really study the Cold War, there were several cases, several incidents that probably should have sparked each side to fire off the nukes, but cooler heads prevailed. We got lucky. We got lucky during the Cold War. This new era we're in, there's no luck. It's not going to be about cooler heads prevailing. It's who's playing chess and who's playing checkers. That's what it's going to be about. Okay? Now, some of you guys are hung up on the threat of EMPs, and I get that. Okay, EMPs are a serious thing. You know, people buy these Faraday bags, these cages. There's Faraday paint, which is like over $100 a gallon, maybe even $200 now with inflation. Um, and people go crazy rattling their brains on what to do, what to do, what to do during an EMP event. Well, first off, there hasn't been an EMP detonated that will kill all power. Okay, that has killed all power. There hasn't been an EMP used in a tactical way yet. Have they tested them? Yes, the Chinese have been testing them very seriously. I wouldn't doubt the United States has something, but the United States isn't going to drop an EMP on itself unless they have a very sinister plan. You know, I don't know, but I'm just saying there hasn't been a country to actually use it against another country. And from what I've read and what I've watched, a metal can, a metal ammo can, if you put your stuff in there, it'll be fine. Your cars will be fine. Maybe the newer cars might have a problem. Electric vehicles, maybe they'll have a bigger problem. But like 2000 to 2000 and I don't know, 16 maybe, and 16 is kind of stretching the limit there. I think you'll be okay. If you got a car from the 90s, you're okay. 80s and whatever, it just gets better and better for you. I wouldn't stress too much about the EMP. Here's what I would worry about: the radiation. Everyone's worried about these things that they're relevant, but they're not at that level yet of like threat. The highest threat is going to be the radiation. Now, the blast obviously is going to be the highest threat, but personally, the Russians I don't think would target civilian areas with nukes. They have no problem targeting civilian areas with bombs, but I don't think they'll target civilian areas with nukes. It's the Chinese that will definitely target civilian areas because they're monsters and they're the new Nazi party and they're doing some pretty horrible things to people in their own country, especially to foreigners. But we got to talk about something. Okay. There's no tip about surviving the blast that I can give you. A nuclear blast, God help you. That's all I gotta say. God help you, because a nuclear blast is damn near impossible to survive. Hiroshima and Nagasaki, boy, those bombs make what those were. Not that they were little, but in today's world, like in today's stockpile of military weaponry, those were atomic bombs. These are nuclear bombs. Those bombs are nothing compared to what these current superpowers have. And that's why this video is so important. Again, do not get caught up in the whole tactical nuke thing because it's still a nuke. Like it's just low like radiation levels. They don't hang around as long, but it's still a nuke. So don't let the media kind of like, oh, it's just a tactical nuke. Oh, no, you son of a bitch! It's a nuke. It's a nuke. So I wouldn't listen to FEMA. You're probably going to need a water supply, a good one. We'll start with water. Okay, water purification is going to be paramount. You're going to need some kind of a charcoal activator. You're going to need charcoal regardless for everything. It's going to be the only thing that's going to trap those radiation molecules. I think it's Alexa Pure. They make a water bank where you can actually store water in your bathtub. Okay, the water that's going to come from the city and from like your local villages and whatnot, our treatment plants, it'll be okay, but you got to still boil it. You're still going to have to boil it. You're still going to have to run it through a filter system, some kind of filtration system. And in another video I will do on another night, I'm going to show you guys how to make your own cheap, affordable Berkey water filter system. Okay, that holds more water than the expensive $300 Berkey water system. It's super cheap. It's probably like maybe total $100. You might be under $100 to make it. And like I said, you're going to hold more water. And what else? You've got your water. You're going to need food. Okay, food's going to be, definitely something you're going to need to make sure you have at least a year's worth. at least. Um, they say, like I said, 24 hours is not enough time. Guys, I was seeing researchers, nuclear scientists. Um, there's a reason why Chernobyl is still under, radiological contamination. And how long has it been? So, this is what I'm saying. It's 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 gonna be longer than that. It's definitely gonna be longer than 24 hours. Um, I really I pray it doesn't come to it, but our government's not doing anything right now. There's literally a Chinese balloon in the sky right now watching us. It flew over Montana. We all know it's in Montana. Then it went to Arkansas. We all know what's in Arkansas. So it is what it is. I don't know what else to say or do except give you guys this live feed and go over some of the gear that I have. It's not a perfect kit, but it's still a kit nonetheless. When things go south, you're going to want to be able to still stay in contact with the outside world. And how are you going to be able to do that, right? Well, your TV's probably not going to work. It's probably just going to flash that, error code or the warning message, maybe. But you're going to want a hand crank radio, okay? AM, FM, hand crank radio. It's a weather radio. You get the weather in there. It's got an LED flashlight. Let's see, AM, FM radio, glow in the dark locator, DC power with included mini USB cable, internal rechargeable lithium-ion battery, headphone jack, and alarm clock. All right, there it is. Okay. FRX2. FRX2. All right. This is what I have. I'm not recommending that you have to get this exact one. Just find one. Just get a hand crank radio. All right. Let's see. What's this? This is okay. So this is for chemical. All right. This is like a respirator for chemical. This is good for if you're, I don't here. Let's open it up. Whatever. I like to keep things in packaging because I'm weird like that. But this is all it is. Okay. You got your goggles, your filters, all that stuff. It's a half respirator. I don't know if it will be considered a full. I'm sorry. It's a full respirator. A half would be without the goggles. But this is only for chemical use. Okay. Now, what you're going to want to get, and what you're going to want to make sure of, all right, is your filters. These filters here, do you see that? A dot filter. You want to know something? When I got this filter when the invasion in Russia or in Ukraine started with the Russians, right? And Mira Safety is where it's from. Had a huge sale, and they still do. These things are made where? Bum-ba-da-bum. Russia. Go figure. And they're still on sale. You can get them. These are an NBC 40 millimeter filter. Brand new. These are brand new. Okay. Here it is. Okay. There it is. It comes with instructions in Russian. I'm sure it's in English. No. Yeah, there's English in there. Kind of surprised there's English in there. Let's see here. Okay, that's your DOT dot. Exclusively for Mira Safety, whatever you want to call it. ZelinskyGroup.com. That's funny. Made in Russia, and then it says it's also sold by ZelinskyGroup.com. Sus. That's bizarre. Okay, what's going on? Oh, I'll see here. I'm getting a bunch of messages. Hang on. Some angry people. It sounds like they can't get in. Let's see here. It says that it's private. Huh. Stand by. All right. Let's see here. We got 2 people in here. Who do we got in here? Frontier Survival. Is that current? I don't think so. I don't know who's in here. Okay. Well, whoever's in here, if you don't mind, just say hi real quick. So I know who's who. Let's see here. We got 3 people in. Okay. Alright, so we're getting some more people in here. Can we get a quick hello? So I make sure that the comments are working, so I could see you guys when you're commenting, asking questions and whatnot. Let's see, I got 3 people. It's showing. Bizarre. Alright, we're going to keep rolling with it. Okay, so we had the dot filters. Alright. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Oh boy. Some technical difficulties here. Stand by. Alright. Okay. This should be a public video. This should be a public feed. Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? That's bizarre. Okay, there we go. All right, we got some people in here now. Now we're talking. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. All right, I didn't want to end the live view. Nobody was giving me something, smoke screens. There we go. All right, perfect. Okay, great, dandy. Okay, the current situation right now, as it stands, globally, it sucks. In the country, it's even worse. Okay, so for those of you that are watching, thank you. We're going to keep going here. All right. My God. You know, you guys are delayed. Maybe it's my connection. I don't know. Chem tape, baby. You guys are going to want this from Kepler. Okay? This stuff is great. If you have like any kind of NBC suit, whatever the case may be, and you have the seam at your boots, there we go. Hi guys. You're gonna want to tape it off with some chem tape. Stuff is a little pricey now. When I got it, it wasn't that pricey. This stuff went up. So if you can snag it when it's on sale, get a few rolls. Trust me. This is to seal off all your seams on your suit. Your windows, your doors. You know, doors and windows are kind of a hard thing. Look, in the event of a nuclear, in a nuclear event, shut your furnaces, shut your HVAC, shut everything off, shut all that stuff off. You're not going to want forced air coming in from the outside for obvious reasons. What's going on, guys? That forced air is going to push all that radiation into your house, and you'll probably be dead in a week. Maybe a week, maybe longer, maybe less than a week. I don't know. All I know is that the current situation right now, the country, it's not looking good. I personally believe that we will see the use of tactical nukes, at least tactical nukes. Okay, so here's the chem tape. All right. Let's see here. You guys can see this. This is a French gas mask. All right. This is, let's see here. This is not for NBC. This is not NBC rated. All your NBC filters are going to be rated. All right. You're going to want one for every member of your family. Certain models do have certain like specific sizes. All right. So go to your surplus store, get fitted for one. Some of them don't. you're gonna also want, I don't know if you guys could see that in there. There's this like little rubber like stem. Okay, that's actually a straw. That's a straw. All right. You're gonna want that if you're outdoor, if you're outside. Okay. I'll show you guys in another video how to dawn and clear your masks. That's a completely different thing. Not gonna spend a whole lot of time on it. Again, this is what your NBC filters look like. Okay. They do have expiration dates. This is an Israeli one. As a matter of fact, best before. It doesn't have an expiration date on it. Well, that's sketchy. Well, whatever. That's not going to kill me. I guess it doesn't matter in the event of a nuclear situation. The expiration date, that's not going to kill you. Rubber gloves. So your suit, your gloves, and then the chem tape around the seam. Okay? How do you hide all these things from your wife? Separate accounts. Paying cash. Okay. So I got rubber gloves. You're going to need rubber boots of some sort. If you're balling on a budget, go to your local hardware store, get a pair of concrete boots. They'll do the same thing. Tape them off. So just tape them off. China spying on us. That's sus. That is sus. It is sus. And what sus is, like, there not only is there one, there's two, and supposedly there was an explosion in Montana. Okay, I don't know what that was all about. That's bizarre, but whatever. We'll get to all that stuff. Stay with me, guys. This is not something. This is not an easy topic to discuss with a lot of people because you got half the community that's like, oh, that'll never happen. The other half is like, maybe on the fence. And then you got people like me that are like, hello, we got a serious problem over here. So before you go outside and even in your homes, you're going to want some way to test the radiation levels. Do not wait for the government to tell you it's safe to come out. This is what you do. You get yourself a yellow box, okay? Or you go on Amazon and they have them. They're Geiger meters. Is what they are. They detect the radiation levels. This one I got. This is the 80s. Yes. Oh yes. Go on Amazon and get them. They're a little more expensive than they used to be. Just gonna let you guys know something. Pre-2020, none of this stuff here broke the bank. Now, if you're just getting on board with this whole thing, with the nukes and everything, it's gonna be pricey, guys. I think a brand new NATO mask is $200 something off of McGuire's Army Surplus store on their website. I was getting them for 30 something bucks a pop. So here is your bag for your gas mask. They're fairly large. Okay. See? Got your mask. Get your mask in there. All right. What else we got in my bag of goodies? Okay, so this is just a Tyvek chem suit. That's all it is. It's nothing fancy. Painter suits. The key to making your own radiation suit is going to be layers. So you're going to want layer upon layer upon layer. What I would suggest, Google NBC suits, or go to DuckDuckGo rather. Don't use Google. Use DuckDuckGo because DuckDuckGo will show you more. And there is a NBC suit you can get online right now as we speak from Ukraine. They're from the Chernobyl era, which big deal. It's actually a 3-layer part, okay, and they're OD green. They look like just sinister as all hell. I mean, they look kind of creepy. It's got that nostalgic feel to it, I guess. But they work. There's nothing wrong with them. And if you look there's a Ukrainian website. It actually shows how much they've sold, like in the last day. When I looked, they sold 32 of those suits in one day. So that's pretty crazy. I wonder how much they sold since the beginning of the war. Um, Another thing, potassium iodine. Okay. Anti-radiation. I'm serious, guys. MyPatriotSupply.com. They have these. This is 170 milligrams. I wore a full NBC. I believe it. I wore some goofy shit too during COVID. I didn't care. It is what it is, right? Yeah, these are 170 milligrams. 60 tablets. Like I said, you can get them on their website. You can get them on Amazon. This is just okay. One brand. Buy it now while it's there. Don't be that person when stuff starts to go sideways. You're looking for it and it's not there. Think of your family. Look, there's ways. Your family, your pets, whatever. Your pets might come in handy for rationing off food. I'm just saying. I'm being realistic here, okay? Because you don't know how long it's gonna be before you can come out of your house, and if you blow through your stuff. Anyways, I don't want to piss off the dog community. So, with that being said, you're gonna want those tablets. If you don't have those tablets, you don't have access to those tablets. Apple pectin is another form of radiation blocker. Radiation gets into your thyroid. Actually, there is. Let's see if I have it in here. I don't have it in this kit. I have it in another go bag. It's ThyroSafe tablets. You're gonna want those too. It just does the same thing, but it's radiation gets into your thyroid. It causes cancer. It causes all kinds of things. It's bad. It's trust me. You guys don't want it. Apple pectin, those potassium iodide tablets. If there's other things out there, please let me know. All I know is what I've read, and potassium iodide and apple pectin is number one. So plant a tree in your backyard. Is all I could say. Plant an apple tree in your backyard. Maybe start harvesting those apples. Maybe figure out a way to dehydrate them, store them. I'm pretty sure there is a way to make it into an actual powder. So we've gone over water, we've gone over anti-radiation tablets, the different stuff you're going to need. I don't have the rubber boots here in this particular box, but you're going to need rubber boots, you're going to need gloves, the whole 9 yards, the suit. You're going to need the mask, so obviously the mask is going to go on, and then the suit's going to go over that. You want no air to penetrate. You want no air to get through. Dogs, cats, and birds taste like chicken. Hey, anything tastes good with hot sauce, right? Or a little butter. Everything's better with butter. Oh, I'm horrible. No, in all seriousness, guys, listen. Just to put it into perspective, all right? And this is serious. Now, what we're gonna do right now is kind of messed up. Let me pull this up real quick. Okay. Chicago. Chicago is not a NATO target. The Russians will target NATO targets first. The Chinese will most likely target civilian targets. The city of Chicago is definitely going to be targeted by the Chinese. What about the kiddos? Dude, to prep for your kids right now, and it sounds sad to say it. Believe me, it sounds sad to say. You need to pull out a loan. I'm not kidding. You need to pull out a loan. I've looked everywhere for gas masks for kids. I'm still looking. I've had some luck finding certain things from like the Cold War era. Respirators for kids, they're in like a couple $100. chambers, actual chambers for babies that you can carry and go, I think you're looking at about $1,000. They definitely do not make it cheap, and they don't make it cheap on purpose. They want to make a profit off of your fear. So there are things you could do now. There are things you could do now before an event of this nature happens. Um, if you have a basement, you're in good shape. If you don't have a basement, really think about getting somewhere where there is a basement. Have a plan. You're going to want to have a plan. A, B, and C. Okay? Um, you're going to stay away from windows and doors. Absolutely stay away. Look, if you're in the blast zone, there's not much I could really say. I mean, Godspeed. Um, but in the fallout area, that is going to be a very tricky survival. That I mean, you're just it's just going to be very tricky. I don't know how else to put it with kids and the radiation and everything else. But in all seriousness, now, okay, guys. Uh, let's say we detonate. We're gonna pick Chicago, like I said. Let's say the Chinese detonate. Stay with me here. The Dong, the Dong Feng. What a name for a nuclear weapon, Dong Feng. The one hung low. Okay, the one hung low. We'll call it the one hung low ICBM. 5 megatons. We're gonna click on that. Ready? We're gonna detonate it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Okay. We detonated it. So my Sasha's fingers don't mess it up. Can you guys see that? Okay. For those of you that can't see, we are literally, where it detonated. Okay, well, that's kind of funny. This website puts it right in Chinatown. So we detonated it in Chinatown. The radiation levels, okay. Holy crap. Wow. All right, so the light gray area, if you're in Lombard, Darien, Addison, Elk Grove Village, Des Plaines, Bensonville, Orland Park, Oak Forest, Tinley Park, Hazelcrest, Calumet City, Gary, Indiana, and any boats in the harbor, you're screwed. And that's if it detonates a 5 megaton bomb. Okay. And then that's still going out towards the lake. Now, if we take the same thing and we put it, okay, at the heart of Illinois. Okay, we put it in the heart of Illinois, or the heart of the suburbs, rather. We are in, holy crap, Bolingbrook, Naperville area, right? I'm going to zoom out, and then we'll read the towns affected. Okay? That outer ring, you're still going to feel the blast. You're not going to be affected. You're still going to feel it, though. You're going to get the radiation. New Lenox, Mokina, Bridgeview, Bloomingdale, Bartlett, St. Charles, Hanover Park, Wheaton. Wheaton will be wiped off them. Okay, so here's the deal. Towns like Wheaton, Downers Grove, Darien, all those guys, you'll be gone. Bolingbrook, you'll be gone. Romeoville, Plainfield, you'll be gone. This is if a bomb goes off in Bolingbrook. Okay, that's 5 megatons. Wait a minute. A Tsar Bomba from the Russians. This is a 100 megaton bomb. If that goes off, we're gonna detonate it. Oh wow. I didn't move the cursor. Okay, we got out of Chicago. We did the Tsar Bomba, the largest bomb that the Russians have. We stayed in our same place. We're in Lake Michigan. We're in Indiana, parts of Wisconsin. Streeter, Kankakee, Clinton, Illinois, Wonder Lake, Harvard, Belvedere, White Rock, Rochelle. Wow. So it's that's a very sketchy. That's scary. That is scary. Um, the initial nuclear radiation equation for 500 REM failed to give a result. Okay, its highest settings, the blast pressure. Um, let's see here. Oh wow, they don't even have they don't even have any data for it because of how big it is. They have no idea because it's never been. Holy crap! All right, let's see the Dong Thing. Detonate it. Radius and cities. Okay. 5 million. 5 million people estimated to be killed. So, in a 5 megaton bomb. It's a lot of people. And that's like a smaller bomb. If you guys want to take a look at this website, it's called nuclearsecrecy.com, or just go online and type in the nuke map. Um, it's insane. It's a good little interactive map. It just kind of gives you hypotheticals based off of population numbers and everything in the area. Like I said, I don't think the Russians are going to target the city. I definitely think that would be the Chinese that would target the city. Russians are going to go after NATO targets. But, I mean, guys, the administration is sleeping at the wheel. We still got a balloon flying overhead right now. All right? They haven't done anything about it. They're worried about debris. Okay? They're worried about starting World War III if they shoot it down. That's what it is. Let's be honest here. They're worried that it will start a war that we are not prepared to fight. On the home front, we will be prepared to fight. Okay? Because you guys are live with Meatball. So now you guys are going to go and you're going to get all some of these things. How much notice would we have? Here, put it into perspective. If the Russians were to put one on a hypersonic missile, or the Chinese were to put one on a hypersonic missile, you would have enough time to, if you're home, enough time to grab your kids, go downstairs to the basement, and pray to God you have everything squared away. That's it. They can hit London in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. If you're at work, just make that phone call. Make that phone call. Tell them to go in the basement. Um, don't stare at it. Don't stare at the blast. You'll go blind. You will go blind. That's a legitimate thing. Do not stare at any nuclear blast. Just get away from your doors and your windows, like I said. You won't have time, really. If it's on a hypersonic missile, you won't have time. It will hit because we don't have anything currently that can stop those. We're behind the game on hypersonic missiles. The Chinese and the Russians have the upper hand. So to answer that question, minutes. You'd have minutes. And those guys haven't stopped testing. Believe me, they haven't stopped testing. They armed their Poseidon torpedo. That thing is ready to rock and roll. They just got to push a button. For those of you that don't know what the Poseidon missile is, or a torpedo is, it basically is an underwater nuclear explosion that causes a 500, what they claim to be a 500-foot tsunami. Okay, a green tsunami. Russian propaganda? Maybe. Sure. Was it all propaganda during the Cold War? A lot of it was. Those videos you guys see of them marching in the streets with AK-47s, those were farmers with wooden cutouts of AK-47s. Those missiles were hollow. There was nothing inside of them. But that's not the Russia of today. The Russia of today is completely different. So, the United States isn't going to say it. The West isn't going to say it. We put tanks in Europe. We have our Abrams and our Bradleys going over there. We have Iranian warships that are going to be in the Panama Canal by the end of summer. Multiple ships, not just one, multiple ships that will be at the Panama Canal and floating around Latin America and the Caribbean as well. We have Chinese balloons overhead. We have Russian ships in our international waters, but close enough. BRICS, guys. The new Axis powers. Yep. BRICS. If you don't know what BRICS is, look them up. It's Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. They're thinking Turkey's going to get on that. I said India. They're going to be on a gold standard. So you're going to want to get... You guys are going to want us to financially look at gold and silver. I'm going to tell you right now. American dollar's going down, guys. I hate to say it. We've destroyed it ourselves. We really have. Got any Q&A? Anybody have any questions? Because I can keep going on and on. It's just this current situation right now. For those of you that have joined me late, I just want everybody to know there's 500,000 troops right now as we speak getting ready for a new offensive in Ukraine. All the intel guys are saying it. At the anniversary of the invasion, there's 500,000 troops right now. New troops that are going to hit Ukraine again. The Russians. So this war is far from over. Things are far from over. Inflation is far from over. Stagflation, hyperinflation. Well, we're in stagflation now. I think stagflation is worse than hyperinflation, but I could be wrong on that. I think maybe it might be the other way around. But I've heard conflicting viewpoints because stagflation could be bad and hyperinflation could be not so bad. But I'm not a expert on that. Kids medicine. You guys notice kids medicine hasn't been on the shelf. So these are just things to consider. Stock up on now. Get it now. Because you think not being able to go to the store during COVID was bad? What about when your store is completely obliterated? Or you're getting that knock on the door at your neighbor. I need stuff. I need medicine. I need food. What are you going to do? Or it's that relative that laughed at you and called you crazy. What are you going to do? So, what's going to happen from that? Russian tanks heading to the Ukraine. I don't know so much about the Russian tanks. You mean like the tanks that are coming from the United States and the rest of the West? Putin was pretty clear on that. And I think we're going to find out. We're going to find out the minute they land and they're in Ukraine and they're doing some work. So, oh, we got a notification here. Let's see here. Oh, sorry about that. It was from the Newsbreak app. It's the spy balloon. They're saying that it's definitely it was collecting data. They're not sure over which areas yet, and now they're finally saying that it was unacceptable. That's what the headliner just said. But anyways, at any rate, yeah, he said flat out that those tanks were unacceptable, and that it was. I mean, look at Russian state media right now. Russian state media is calling for the destruction of the United States. The Eastern Orthodox Church has sanctioned the use of nuclear weapons. You think Crimea is just going to go down, shooting back and forth at each other, tanks and shit and bombs? They try to take Crimea. If Ukraine tries to retake Crimea, that's Russian territory. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to use their bombs. They're going to go nuclear. I'm telling you guys, don't let the media downplay the use of tactical nukes. We're going to see them. They're nukes. They're still nukes. They're going to use them. The balloon? I'd shoot the damn thing down. What are they worried about? I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I don't know what else to say. I mean, Shit's getting bad. It's looking stupid. I mean, it really is. It's looking stupid. I know. That's exactly what it is. Just floating. Yeah, a Pennywise balloon. It is. It's literally just floating in the air. You know? I don't know. You guys could do like Meatball and be in his basement with his camo netting in the background, getting ready for this shit. I'm ready for it. I think. I ain't ready for shit. Don't let anybody tell you they're ready for it. Nobody's prepared for it. No one is 100% prepared for anything. I don't care if you have millions of dollars worth of equipment. You are still not prepared. You are still not prepared. Just keep on, go in your weak areas and start looking at your weak areas and start seeing where do I need to beef up on, food? Do I need to beef up on water, medicine? China owns the U.S. Yeah, China does own the U.S. Well, China owns the majority of the what they would consider farmable or grazing lands in Nevada. They own most of Nevada is Chinese owned. They own the NBA. We all know that. When COVID happened, you know how much property China bought up here in the United States? It's sick. It's disgusting. And look, yeah, exactly. China and Biden. Well, here's the thing, guys. Hate to say it, but our commander in chief is a traitor. He's bought and paid for by the Chinese. So why wouldn't you have taken care of that Chinese balloon then? He's the commander in chief. He could have done it. He didn't need the Pentagon to tell him no. He could have done it. He could have done it. Executive powers. Chose not to. He's weak. More weak. Weak in administration. So I don't know. We're not weak. Our community's not weak. If it was any one of us, we know exactly damn well what we would have done. Who's going to blink first? What are they going to do? We shoot their balloon down. What are they going to do? What are they going to do to us? They won't go nuclear. They're going to go invade Taiwan. Let them go invade Taiwan. Why do you think Congress? Why do you guys think Congress passed that bill so fast to get all the chip plant built over here in Ohio? It's going to be the largest in Ohio. Yeah, they know it's coming. They know it's coming. Look, you got Congressman Saul sleeping with the enemy. We know that's a fact. You have AOC giving hundreds of thousands of dollars to a Chinese agent. Okay, they're all colluding with each other. They're all in bed with each other, man. And here we are. And here we are. As taxpayers, we gotta deal with the bullshit. It ain't right. It ain't right. But yes, sir. It's not looking good, guys. It's not looking good. If you guys want, I could take each piece of gear at a time and go over it with you guys. We could break it down, like whatever, in another video. But that's all I really got for you guys. So if you guys got any questions, let me know. Otherwise, we'll kill it for the night. We'll end it. Trying to think if I missed anything. We went over water, food, types of PPE to have. Just make sure you have. Yeah, I know AOC is a dude. I'm sure of it too. Just make sure you guys have enough food and water to survive for a long time. If you got kids, start worrying about that too. You want to make sure your kids are squared away. Pets, if that's your thing. I'm whatever. I'm not gonna say. Not gonna comment on the pets. It is what it is with them. You're definitely gonna want to have survival seeds. Keep that in the house. Survival seeds, you can get them on Amazon. They come in packages. They could vary between a couple thousand to tens of thousands to 100,000 seeds. And when shit hits the fan and there's like no food, you'll have those seeds and you can plant them in your garden and you'll have a garden. Definitely need to protect it, but you'll have a garden. Soil. That's another thing. Oh my God, the soil. Radiation is going to sit on the top of your soil. Okay? If you have the means or a way to get rid of that topsoil without disturbing everything that's settled already and throwing it back in the air, um, there's going to be a way to have some kind of like fresh. People should know how to hunt and fish. Yeah, they should know how to hunt and fish and trap and all that stuff. Guys, we got to go back to the basics if we're going to make it out of a nuclear event. We got to go back to the basics. We got to know how to do things. You know, heat. How are you going to stay warm? Nuclear winters. Those are long. Those are long. I personally believe the snow is going to catch. I think after the first nuclear winter, it's going to significantly get rid of a lot of radiation. The snow is going to trap a lot of that radiation, a lot of that dust inside. It's going to melt, dissipate. It's going to go on the ground. It's going to go in our water eventually. But look at Chernobyl. Animals are still flourishing. Fish are still swimming in the streams. You know, are they radiated? Probably. I'd imagine that they are. Um, but you have to look into it. I don't know. But what I do know is, you know, if you could scrape up past that topsoil without disturbing some of that dust and get to some good clay, you're good to go. Charcoal, you're going to want. Like I said, you're going to want to watch that Berkey water filter system that I'm going to do. I'm going to put together a Berkey water filter system for you guys. It's not Berkey per se, but it mimics their fancy stainless steel one that's like $300. So we're going to do a separate video on that. And we'll go from there. So, but that's all I got for you guys tonight. Thanks for sticking with me. I know it was a long segment. There's a lot to go over, a lot to talk about. I think we're going to start, instead of doing just gear reviews, so on top of gear reviews, we talk about current events. And I'm also, Meatball's channel, I'm officially, what exactly is a nuclear winter? So, there are two aspects of nuclear winter. Some nuclear winters, what they would call a nuclear winter, is it's starting to, all the ash is falling down. It looks like snow. It looks like winter. That's why they call it nuclear winter. What a nuclear winter will actually look like is it will bring weather changes on rapidly. Winter will come earlier. Winter might stick around longer. It might be more colder. It all depends. They've not been able to really like give us a breakdown of what exactly that would look like. These are all hypotheses. It's nothing like for sure, but they're going to be long winters. They're going to be harsh winters. But some people refer to them because of the the ash, the ash that falls from the sky after the blast. They consider that like a nuclear winter. I'm talking about the actual winters. But yeah, it's shit's getting crazy. What I am going to do is take apart the Chinese military, and Meatball's channel is going to expose their equipment. I'm going to do the best I can to get a hold of what they use, all that stuff, weaknesses, all that stuff, all that jazz. Because you know what? Wolverines, baby. That's why. For those that know. And we start seeing paratroopers dropping out of the sky, ready to rock and roll. Okay? So, definitely going to maybe do some segments on their equipment and their weaknesses and all that stuff. But we're gonna change it up here. We're gonna amp it up on this channel. So going forward, just because of the way things are looking, I mean, I don't know what else to say or do for you guys. Government sure as shit ain't doing nothing, and that's a fact. So, anyways, without any further ado, thanks for sticking with me. And yeah, Red Dawn. Yep, you're right. Yep, Red Dawn. Well, you know what's funny about Red Dawn? Before we sign off, the second movie, I really didn't care for it, but the second movie, you had the Chinese and the Russians in the mix. I think the first movie you had the Russians, and I think Nicaragua was in there. There was a Latin American country involved. Um, they're not too far off. They're really not too far off. Because right now, Bricks literally is Red Dawn 1 and 2. That's what Bricks is. So, I stopped saying it can't happen. It can happen. So, but, yep. Craziness. All right, guys, I'm out of here. If you guys got any questions, hit me up in the comments section, hit me up on the side, whatever, and we'll go from there. Otherwise, have yourselves a good night. Yeah, they did have out of camo, you're right.